Hey everybody, welcome to That's Good Stuff, the show where we take deep dives into pop culture's newest releases. And we this time are going to talk about Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis. So the his dream project, the movie he's been wanting to make for like 10 years or so, probably more than that. And he we found out he really likes to think about Rome like most males. So So this movie stars Adam Driver, Giancarlo Esposito, Aubrey Plaza, Shia LaBeouf, John Voight, Lawrence Fishburne, and a whole ton of other people. Dustin Hoffman shows up in it too. So yeah, so this story kind of imagines what it would be like if Rome continued and there's an American Republic that's like part of Rome, I guess, or took over. I'm not too sure. And it looks like they just fought.
Don't think about
Yeah.
it too much, Jeff.
Yeah, it looks like they just fought the Cold War with the Russians, and I guess they've won. So, and it follows Adam Driver's character, Caesar, and he is a famous architect, city planner type guy, and he has created this compound, the megalon or something like that, and it's like this miracle substance that he can build with. And he also has a weird power that we find out, and he can stop time. So he can that kind of helps him with his mission. And we're living like in late stage Roman times, so there's debauchery everywhere, and he's going up against the evil, well, I guess not evil, but the mayor who doesn't like him at all. It's his rival, doesn't want him to build his megalopolis, which is his dream. And he actually has a daughter that Caesar gets involved with. And Caesar, we learn a little about, he had a wife and she died, and he was like blamed for her death and put on trial. And the mayor was actually the DA back then, and so he was trying this. And we find out that she died, and he kind of haunts Caesar in his creation and stuff. So he kind of needs this new muse and this girl that he meets to finish the project. And we just kind of see like the project to its ending and all the stuff that Caesar has to overcome, like a rival. And Shia LaBeouf's character is jealous of it's his cousin, and he's jealous of him because he wants to be famous. So he's trying to stop him as much as he can. And yeah, that's pretty much the plot. I mean, there's so much to it, but let's talk about it. Let's get into it because it was a wild one. And, so, what did you guys think? Let's start with Michael this time since he won.
That's complicated. I'll say I didn't hate it. Because there's a lot of reviews are everywhere on this that are from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, but it's definitely like it just kind of ebbed and flowed through the whole movie. There are points where I'm like, okay, we're just meandering and repeatedly doing the same flowy scene of dream weirdness, and then something interesting would happen, but then it would be either the culmination of it would happen so quickly, like I would think the very end of the movie happened like that, and I was like, oh, we're just going to stand here and end the movie. Okay, if that's cool. I guess it's the end. Or like something, I feel like the fact of him being accused for his wife's murder never really had a point. Like, it was just like, except for the fact that Mr. Mayor Man had dealings with the accusatory people, whatever, to try and get him down or whatever, but it was just like that never really paid off in any way, in my opinion.
I also thought it was going to be more like, because they're like, you're still in love with her, and I thought it was going to be like going back and forth between loving this new chick and then being obsessed with her, but it didn't really. He was like, nah, I'm good now.
Let's get married.
It wasn't really like I still love her. He's just sad that he was inadvertently the cause of her death, I guess. Because they had an argument, and that's when she went out for a drive.
Yeah.
And that's when
It's
she
kind of weird because he's like,
crashed.
dude, let's get married. And she's, oh, no, you can't get married. You still love
You're
that.
still married.
girl."
No, she's dead.
No,
I'm
she's
a widower. Yeah, I don't know. It was, and then the weird. That's how he like birthed Megalopolis or whatever the heck the material is called. Was trying to save her life. So that was weird. I did like the scene whenever he loses power. It's a weird. I mean, it's also weirdly metaphorical, but also kind of bananas. But I like the.
There's a lot of metaphors in this movie.
I like the idea of, or just like the simple one of just him like falling out of love with his, not falling out of love, but moving on from his ex-wife and losing his powers because his like artistic mind and his inspiration is gone. But then he realizes she's like, no, do it for me. And then just a little on the nose, but I enjoyed that scene, how he kind of like transitioned into the relationship with her, and they had happy times. The other characters of the movie were bananas. Thomas and I were talking afterwards. Thomas was like, so 3 people have had a great time during this movie. The first one you said was Shia LaBeouf, I think, which 100%.
Yeah.
I feel like Shia LaBeouf was just playing and enjoying his time. I was like, he's a great Joker laugher. His little creepy weird when he was sideways at the table and his teeth looked weird. It was
He
a great
was
laugh.
genuinely unsettling at some points. So
And I was like, John Boyd's just having just walking around drunk, goofing, slapping people in the booties. He was having a great time. And then you said Aubrey Plaza with the last one because she's just like that kind of slippery snake going through the politics, and I'm sure she had a good time. But the characters were just bananas. Trying to think of any other like I don't know. This movie's interesting. We'll have to just bounce off each other because it was weird. It was very weird. But it, like I said, it's like one I didn't dislike. And I'm not sad I saw it, but I'm not like, oh yeah, you should go see this movie because it's enjoy. I don't know if it fits in its own little place, and I'm like, that's fine. But yeah. So I'll throw it around. We go clockwise. Thomas, you can go next.
I'm actually kind of in the same boat. It's not that I'm like, oh man, this was so good. It was, oh, you won't believe it. It's like Godfather Part 2. No, it's definitely a weird movie from the mind of a man who kind of overthinks things, I think. Because apparently he's been wanting to make this since the 70s, and like this has been going in and out of production, and then he finally put in like $120 million of his own money to do this.
Jeez.
So he like completely financed it. I mean, this is a movie that he wanted to make, which like, hey, man, if you want to make it, it's like Kevin Costner. Like if he wants to make that movie, go for it. I don't care. But I wasn't sad I saw it. I actually really enjoyed it. I think I gave it only like a 2.5 on Letterboxd, but I kind of want to preface that in saying like it's not a bad movie. It's just weird. It's just a very odd movie. I think the best parts are like the love story, honestly, when like what you're talking about when they're on the construction beams. Like that's probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie is them talking about stuff. And then they have like the montage of them being creative inside of his office. So it was really sweet. And like when they get drunk together and they're trying to do like the hand game and he just goes like,
I'm soloing
this. But yeah, like I said, though, like 3 people obviously just were there to have fun. And that was Shia LaBeouf, John Voight, and Aubrey Plaza. And I didn't know this, is that apparently a lot of like Aubrey Plaza stuff was like ad-libbed. And so that was like her just being kind of like off the cuff. So okay, it's a very odd thing. Her scenes were very odd. So
very.
And like where I was talking to Jared about that, it's like all the sexiness scenes were just like the not sexy sex scenes. It's like, watch this part.
Stop it.
Stop it.
This is gross.
But I mean, it's definitely pretentious. I will say that. But I don't know. I really had a lot of fun watching it, and I don't know if parts of the scenes were meant to be funny or if I was just enjoying it.
I think it is kind of satire.
I mean, it kind of feels like that, but at the same point, they're like those really like those epic speeches that he's given too. I'm just like, is this supposed to be serious? Is it funny or what? But even like one of the funniest parts was for me and Michael specifically is when Carlo Esposito's like having a dream or whatever, and his wife just turns to him like, bad dreams.
Looks like the Joker.
Yeah. And then like me and Michael were like, oh,
It's like,
but yeah, it was funny. And I'm sorry. The hat scene. Oh my God. It's like, pick up my hat. Pick up my hat.
so dumb.
Oh yeah.
Pick up my hat.
What are they doing?
So I don't know. Like it. Would I recommend it? I don't think I'd recommend it, but I don't know. It was a fun watch. So, Jared, go for it.
In the beginning, I hated it, but like a quarter of the way through, I was like, "Oh shoot, I like this." But I don't like it and like, "Oh, this is a good movie." I like it like I like Batman and Robin or I like Spy Kids. I swear to God, it was a lot like Spy Kids too. Like I was expecting someone to say, "Do you think God stays in heaven because he's afraid of what he's created or something like that?"
Jared,
it was pretentious, but not deep. And I was expecting like really deep or like just like over pretentious, but he wasn't. I can't say he was pretentious because he like it was self-aware.
yeah.
And he was having fun. You can tell they were having fun. Like everyone was having fun on set, especially with that stupid hat scene. I really like Shia LaBeouf in this. He was fun. I didn't really care about Adam Driver in this. He was there and like he did stuff, but I didn't really care what he did. And then he's like, and then the part where he was got shot in the face, and he's like, no. I was like, calm down.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
That was probably the scene written for Nicolas Cage, like you were saying, Thomas.
Yeah. So okay, Joseph, I swear he wrote this part for Nicolas Cage. Like, if you put Nicolas Cage in this, I was like, huh, I can see that.
I didn't really. The visuals were ugly. I didn't really like them.
Weird.
Just I'm sure someone would like them, but I was like, a lot of the movie, I was just like, yeah, it's kind of gross. I had one more point, and then I lost it. But I'll probably let you talk next, Justin.
Jared, did you agree at all with the man that was comparing this to Donnie Darko?
No, I don't know what he was talking about.
Like, so when we walked out, this guy was just like, so I don't even know what comparison he was making with, but he was comparing this movie to Donnie Darko, and he kept bringing up the director and comparing him to Francis Ford Coppola. And like me and Jared looking over, we're just like,
what?
Is he an idiot? Is he a moron or what? Because there's nothing like Donnie Darko in this movie, like whatsoever.
So I know we usually do this for the last part of the episode, but our theater experience, I can tell. Yeah. You could tell it was like the movie buffs that were in there because there's no like people just going in there to have fun or like just like a normal audience. This was definitely like the film buff crew.
We were even film buffs going in to see this, but we were having the most fun in this. We're the only people laughing in this entire like theater, Joseph.
I swear I heard one guy go, "Oh," like during the scene.
I got it. What did he say about the like? He was like, "Did you guys catch that it was America or something like that?"
God,
it's like,
yes. So
yes,
when he was walking out, like it's like the only girl in this group, which I'm assuming he's like desperately trying to hit on this chick. But he's like, I don't know if you caught the symbolism between modern America and the fall of the Roman Empire and how Francis Ford Coppola is trying to blend the two. And I almost like took my popcorn. I didn't have my popcorn. Michael took my popcorn.
it was empty.
I almost took my my soda like cup and like threw it at him. I'm like, yes, moron. That's it.
Genius. Yeah. I had to run because I had to pee really bad.
Yeah, he had to pee bad.
I was like, I'm out, guy.
You should have been like, "Oh my God, you're right."
That's what he was trying to do.
I gotta buy another ticket now.
10 to 15 showing. Let's go.
Okay. Speaking of our movie theater experience, though.
God.
Okay, Joseph, this is a 2 hour and 15 minute movie, right?
Mhm.
Do you know how long our pre-show was, including trailers?
Oh, it was long for me too.
45 minutes.
Jeez, man.
And like I'm like looking down at my popcorn. I'm like, I've already finished my popcorn. I feel bad that I am starting this movie with no popcorn. The thing is, it's been almost an hour since I've sat down and started eating my popcorn. That is not okay.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like, it was just nuts.
Yeah, I never saved my popcorn. I always eat it during the trailers, but
I always
Yeah,
eat
it
during
was-
Maria Menudo's because she takes a
Yeah.
while, and that's when I eat my popcorn.
And I was telling Michael, I'm like, I felt bad because I was almost late to this movie. No,
dude, there's no more late to movies.
not for Cinemark. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Alamo just kind of goes. And you're like, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
almost consistent. And whenever it's
There you
like a big movie at Cinemark, like when we went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine, that was like 3 trailers, maybe 4, and they didn't do any of the pre-show junk. They were on time. But whenever it's like the smaller ones and the late showings, apparently, especially like it's just, I say smaller movie, but not Marvel.
There had to be at least 6 trailers plus ads, like plus like
It repeated the ads too. Like it went through them, then repeated the same ones again. I was like, we just saw this. Did we just restart the thing? Like
I mentioned, like, oh, cool. Once we get to the Coca-Cola ad, we're home free. Nope, Coca-Cola ad, and then another ad. We're just like, when does it end?
You're right. Like when we go to Alamo, I'm like, oh my god, it's starting so fast. Oh my god, I'm not ready.
I haven't got my order in yet. Damn it. Which is weird. Alamo wasn't showing this, which you'd think that
yeah, that is strange.
the hoity-toity. No, I've seen some worse things at Alamo. Are you kidding me? My God. For stuff for film club, it's just like, really? All right. All right, Joseph.
All right, my turn. So
give us the end all be all of this.
Mine is the opposite of Jared's. I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, this is all right. I get it. It's like satire, and then it just goes, and I'm like, I hate this. I'm hating this. And it's like, you give directors money, or they do their passion projects, and they always come out like this, where there's a big bombastic acting and stuff like that. There's another movie I'll talk about, which is very similar to this. I'll talk about in bonus stuff, but check that out. But so this one, I like you guys were talking about how you guys went like with film buffs. My guys or my audience were like normal people, and because there was like a family, I'm sitting in this role, and this like family comes up. I'm like, what the heck are you guys doing here?
Cover their eyes.
I know,
especially with some of those Aubrey Plaza scenes. It's like, oh.
And yeah, during that scene, a few people walked out. Well, actually walked out of the show. So yeah, I mean, I get it. This just seems like Francis Ford Coppola's Atlas Shrugged. Basically, if the people did the Atlas Shrugged movies actually had money, they'd probably just turn out like this. And he even said that he's kind of inspired by her. I'm forgetting her. Ayn Rand. Yeah,
Ayn Rand.
Yeah. So, and you can totally tell. Yeah, this got humanism all over. And if there's one philosophy I hate, it's humanism.
Weird parallel, because this is supposed to be like in a parallel world, right?
Yeah.
Why was the Confederate battle flag being flown?
I know.
Like one little flash was like, where? What
the heck?
That's an odd thing to be in this world, but all right.
The politics in this was all over the place, because it's like
I did like how it didn't like try to endorse or demonize any politics. It's just that the whole system's crazy. Well, it said the whole system's crazy. I'm just like,
it's because like the Bush character is kind of like Hunter Biden, but he has also like Trump at the same time, because they have like, I swear they throw a MAGA hat at him at the very end when they're hanging him up. I was like, what the heck is going on? And apparently Utopia is like everyone lives in flowers. I mean, I'm not down for that. I don't like Avatar. I don't want to.
Well, I liked Carlo Esposito's counter to that. It's like, you want utopia, but you understand that it always turns into dystopia, right?
And that's just like, true. Yeah.
I know. I was just like,
a very true line.
He's right, actually. But that's what I mean, though, is that it has like these weirdly sincere like moments mixed in with like super parody. I'm just like, this is such a weird movie, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. Like honestly, I enjoyed probably the middle, probably the most, because the beginning is like, well, what are we doing here? And then the ending is just like, why are we stopping at this moment? That's an odd place to stop. So
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be insane, but did it give off like Watchmen kind of vibes?
yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
kind
I
of
see
with
that. I've never seen the whole
clock and
movie, but
time and
Yeah.
yeah.
movie.
What about? And it ends with like the humanist creed, and I'm like, oh god! It's like,
and then with baby
one's that?
Aladdin on a flying carpet.
the
That's
thing
it.
Oh
about
yeah!
like,
Oh my
I-
god! Finish your thing, Joseph.
no, it's just that part at the very end where it's like I pledge allegiance to humanity.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, oh
oh yeah,
my. It's like this is disgusting.
So it's
Okay,
like
go.
New Year's Eve, and they're like celebrating, and then he just puts the baby on the screen, and I'm like,
Oh,
why,
yeah.
why are you putting the baby on the screen? And it's just sitting there, and then he's like, time stop, and the baby's like, "Ooh," and I'm like, this is terrible.
I'm like, is this baby even old enough to like be put down like that? Like,
Baby was big. I guess it'd be
Yeah, huge
Adam's
head.
driver's baby, but like she was holding. I'm like, I think it's half your size, woman. But he is a big
have
man.
you seen
so.
have you seen that man's head? Have you
Dude,
seen that
his
man's
hands
chest?
when he grabs his mom's hand? I'm just like, you're engulfing her arm, sir.
He's
Thomas,
it's-
you're so right. When she hugs his head was like her
He's
whole
a
body. I was
large
like,
man.
"Oh."
it's weird because everybody thinks of Adam Driver as like the skinny like twerp. He's
oh,
not.
no, he's like a big guy.
he's a
yeah.
big guy. Like he's a big guy. But yeah, and okay. I had to also say like some of the character like chemistry I really liked. Like I know Adam Driver is kind of like a meh for you guys. Not Michael.
Never.
Sorry.
It
I
just,
know.
Yeah, just depends on the role.
But I like the chemistry between Caesar and Julia. I thought that was really good. Like I like them. I also like the mayor and his wife. I thought that was a really fun. Like it was obviously like an old marriage, and I liked that.
They were cute.
Yes, exactly.
Get on the yellow brick road with me. Why are you not going further away? We've been sitting here for a minute.
Yeah, I guess he kind of softens up as a character, which is
But
kind of.
we also need to talk about something.
Oh man,
Which I thought was
hope you're gonna bring
hilarious.
this.
Oh.
The arrow.
The best moment in the movie.
Adorable John Voight.
John Voight with his
Oh.
tiny little bow.
It's like, what?
I got you.
The best scene I've ever.
That's when I knew. I'm like, John Voight. I swear to God, it was like, this is what I want to do.
That bow, I bet you.
Yeah. He's like, I want to do this scene specifically. Because he's just
Oh,
like, look
man.
at my boner. Guess what? My boner is a bow and arrow. But it's the bow was only like this big. And he didn't pull it back very far, but that arrow went straight through Audrey Plaza's
Oh, yeah.
chest.
No,
I was like, oh my
I don't
God.
even think he pulled it back. It was like one little
Like,
flick of the string.
But yes,
Oh,
that scene,
man.
because I think all four of us are just dying.
That was
at that scene.
fantastic, man.
It was just missing It was just missing him saying, "I think you got my point."
Oh man.
that would have been hilarious.
So yes, that scene specifically, I'm just like, okay, is this a comedy? Because that is hilarious. That is genuinely funny.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a satire of like American culture and stuff like that. So it's just it was, I don't know, it just didn't work for me at all. It's just like the only character I kind of liked was the girl until a point, and then she just got kind of boring. But
Michael really liked her.
Always.
I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I had a blast watching it.
It was
Even it was weird.
a waste of time. It was entertaining.
I probably would have had more fun if I went to see it with you
probably.
guys. But
Yeah.
That was the thing, is that I'm glad I went to see it with people, even with the awkward scenes, which were very awkward, but it was hilarious just watching them. Like,
Dude,
it's-
I kind of went when it happened, but when hearing Michael and Thomas just go crazy when the wife was like, "Bad dreams."
It was horrifying, man. She was like
some kids
white.
laugh at that.
because like both
motion
me
stuff.
and Michael had the exact same reaction at the same time. We're like, oh,
So one of the guys in my theater kept like early on he would laugh at the scenes and stuff, and that was like one of them where he laughed. But then it just stopped. All the laughter just stopped.
I'm
At
done.
yeah, it's like
That is one thing we got out of it. I literally thought it was midnight. Like our movie was supposed to start at 7:15, but the trailers were but that movie felt so long to me. I did have to go to the bathroom really badly, but I was like, because I didn't look beforehand. I didn't know it was 2 hours, 50 minutes. I was expecting probably 3. And I was like, it's going to be like 1:00 in the morning by the time we get out of here. And it was 10. I was like, what happened? What time stop thing did he do to me? Yeah.
Well, okay, so he did want this movie to be like 6 to 7 hours long.
Oh, dear Lord.
ow.
Make a series then. Do an
He didn't
HBO
have it-
series.
It didn't
I
have
want the
enough money.
Coppola cut.
Well, that's the thing is that generally his director's cuts are better. Like, because like Apocalypse Now, the director's cut is like, or the Redux is what it's called. It is leagues ahead better than the original, which I like the original, but the director's cut is just so much better. So I don't know. Coppola's weird, man. He'll either be like genius or just like, what the hell did I just watch? So
Yeah. Well,
you know, I've yet to see the third
Godfather.
the what do you call it? The redo that he did. It's supposed to be way better, which I mean, but when you're working with Godfather 3,
What did he call that? I don't remember.
it's like Requiem or something like that.
Something like that. Well, you can't stop a man. If you give a man that much money, he'll do his dreams. He will make his dreams happen.
He
So
had to sell part of his winery, apparently. So
his poor wife died, and he devoted it to her.
oh yeah, and that was Tilia
Yeah,
Shire.
Lucky.
Yeah, well, that's like his niece, I think.
Yeah.
Tons of Coppolas in this, man. They're all over the place.
We need Nicolas Cage. He's part of the family.
Well, I know, like Cage,
Cornucopia.
Schwartzman is in this. I mean, his daughter is Sophia. I mean,
Sophia.
it's ton of people around here, man. It's either all Coppolas or no, it's mostly Coppolas. There's a ton of Coppola. His grandfather like invented like the modern camera. So, I mean,
he deserves to
Everywhere.
make his project then.
sure.
He does.
Let
All
him
right.
have it.
Do we got any last words for Megalopolis?
All right, go with me, guys. Ready? Time. Stop. Resume. Okay.
I can't do it.
I didn't take a good breath.
Go watch the movie and tell us what you think, because honestly, we're not doing it justice. Just go watch it.
Apparently, no one's seen it yet, so it only made $4 million at the box office. So.
Ooh.
Yep. Yeah, if you saw it, tell us what you thought of it. Throw us some likes, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff to come. And we will see you next time. Bye.